What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new documentary series, Love Con Revenge. Let's rock this. I suppose you can file this show under the category of true crime docus, even though it also moves like a real-life investigative thriller, which makes it all the more exciting. Now, you guys remember the 2022 Netflix docu, The Tinder Swindler, right? Well, one of the victims on that show is now the host and the hero of Love Con Revenge, where she is basically hell-bent on saving or helping other women in similar situations. And I've already watched the 6 episodes that Netflix gave me, and Love Con Revenge is pretty damn good. It's riveting, it's wild, it's shocking, it's crazy. Not all of the victims here are ladies, by the way, but most of them are, and I just feel bad for their respective heartbreaking stories. Watching this show can also make you unwittingly develop trust issues because, damn, if you can't even trust the person you're sharing your bed with, then all hope is lost. After falling victim to a sophisticated romance scam in The Tinder Swindler, Cecilie Fjellhøy partners with Private Investigator Brianne Joseph to help other victims reclaim their lives and expose digital predators in this provocative series, Love Con Revenge. I really like the format of this docu because every episode has a cliffhanger. Each story continues on to the next episode and then ends halfway through before we move on to the next one. So there's that level of dun 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 page turner vibe that makes you want to stick around to see whether or not they catch the guy. If you consider yourself to be an internet sleuth or a netizen, however you want to call it these days, you'll get a kick out of watching Love Con Revenge due to the private investigator's tenacity. And those two women really know which questions to ask and what leads they should follow. They put their detective hats on like a pro, courageous and persistent. Now, the PI lady is laser focused on the tasks. She's like a dog with a bone. The main host, Cecilie Fjellhøy, on the other hand, kind of plays a dual role, because she's also there to humanize the victim's experiences. So a big chunk of the episodes is also dedicated to letting the audiences know how the psychological manipulation works and also the extent of the trail of emotional and financial devastations that these scammers leave behind. And so because of Cecilie's first-hand experience, it makes her credible, and these victims can relate to her, vice versa, and it allows them to let their guards down when sharing their painful stories to her. Yes, some of their stories seemingly share some similarities to each other, but none of the episodes feel repetitive, and some of the resolves or some of the conclusions are more satisfying than others. And unlike The Tinder Swindler, where it felt like justice was not really quite served there, the cases on Love Con Revenge, at least many of them, did ultimately get the justice that they sought. Great storytelling quality as well. The documentary knows when to build up the suspense, when to hit the brakes for the drama to kick in. They apply handheld cameras, hidden cameras, GoPro cameras, and there were unexpected turn of events. The whole thing was engaging AF. The episode about the guy who pretends as if he cares about mental health facility just infuriates me as a guy who values that particular relevant issue. But the fake plastic surgeon doctor is the most outrageous of them all, in my opinion, because there's death involved, and the amount of money that he stole from his wife is astronomical. And I don't think the haters will be able to accuse these ladies of being gold diggers. Well, why? Because most of them started out financially stable and financially independent. Most of them had successful careers and sufficient savings. They were not looking to level up economically. Their only crime was falling in love with a liar and a thief. Are they naive? Yes, but gold diggers they are not. So there's very little to no room for victim blaming here. In addition to Love Con Revenge exposing various sophisticated romance fraud, so it does serve as a cautionary tale, the documentary is also commendable for taking a more proactive approach to hunt down and confront these perpetrators and there's something thrilling about we, the audiences, joining in on that crusade, if you will. So yeah, overall I give Love Gone Revenge the rating of 4.5 out of 5. A compelling narrative on a surprisingly widespread modern crime. And when the victims get to fight back, there really is nothing more triumphant than that. It's cheer-worthy.